How does someone who is new to guitar go about creating different sounds and playing different styles?
What every new guitar player needs to understand is that there are three different aspects of playing guitar. There are three different ways that your sound is changed and can be manipulated to sound like whatever it is, whatever genre you're trying to achieve. First is your guitar, second is your amp, and third is your pedals. First, your guitar, pickup choice, strings, even the picks that you use can affect how the signal from your guitar travels to your amp. Secondly, your amp, the different types of amps that there are, the tube heads, solid state heads, those things can factor into how your amp sounds overall and all the different features that an amp has and what an amp is geared towards as far as what genre. Some amps are geared towards high gain kind of music like metal. Some amps are geared towards very, very low output, very smooth kind of music like jazz. And then pedals, there are different categories of pedals, and they're all used basically to create different kinds of they'll do one specific thing, and putting them in different combinations really affects the overall characteristics of what your guitar can and can't do. So a good selection of pedals is also very crucial.
What guitars are used for what styles, and how does someone pick which guitar is best for them?
Depending on what genre you are wanting to play, choosing a guitar is very important because there are three basic pickup types for guitar, and the way those can be broken down are single coils, humbuckers, and active pickups. Now, single coil guitars they can handle the least amount of gain, but they put out quite a bit of power, and they can get very nasty very quick. But they're primarily used for blues and jazz and funk and more low gain, more clean sounding guitar sounds, and they work very well for that. Telecasters work very good for country music. Stratocasters work very good for blues music, and these things aren't isolated to those styles, but that's where they work the best. And also humbuckers on like a Les Paul, those things are used for more high gain music. They're used for definitely rock. There's some blues, more heavier blues, and also the active pickups are used for more things like metal and more intense high gain styles like that. But they can also be used for many other types of styles. But choosing a guitar based on pickups is very important because that's really what determines the overall characteristics of the guitar. Also, choosing a guitar based on your body size and the way your hand is, the size of your hand, the way your hand feels on the neck. That's important too because that'll also determine what sounds you can get out of a guitar, is how well you can move around it. If you're very mobile on the guitar, you can play more efficiently and create different kinds of sounds more easily.
What about amps and pedals? How do those factor into the overall sound?
Well, first off, amps are very important because in the same way as guitars, there are different kinds of amps that do different kinds of things. If you were wanting to play metal, you would definitely want to have a high power amp that puts out a lot of gain, but can be controlled like a rectifier amplifier. Those kinds of amps put out high gain but are crisp and clear. If you were wanting to play blues rock or just a type of hard rock, you would probably want more of a Marshall amplifier that puts a more raunchy kind of distortion out there. But then if you were wanting to play jazz or blues, you would want to play a low watt amp that puts out very little gain and is mostly clean and is more of a smooth sound. So really choosing an amp that suits whatever genre you're playing in, that really is important because amps probably make up more as far as the overall quality of the sound and the overall characteristic of the sound. They probably make up more of that than the actual guitar does. the amp's characteristics really confine and define what the sound of your guitar will be. If you're trying to play, if you buy a guitar that's equipped for metal, but you play it through a blues amp, it's probably not going to have those metal characteristics. And pedals are important to your guitar because they change the sound, and they create all kinds of different effects that you can use in songs. And the main thing that anybody needs to know about pedals is there are different categories, and just learning what those different categories are is really important in understanding how pedals work. So there are tone crafting pedals like equalizers, things like that just shape your tone, and they don't really have a lot of effects. There's distortion pedals, which add gain to your guitar signal. There are modulation pedals, things like choruses and vibratos and tremolos that add all kinds of watery, warbly sounds to your guitar. There are delay pedals, which are like timed effects where they have like they repeat notes or they string notes out, give your sound more headroom. And then there are expression pedals like wahs, which are used to control on the fly for like solos and stuff. So really just having a good understanding of those pedals and using them effectively is really important.
How should someone who is new to guitar approach this information?
Someone who is new to guitar should just approach this information with the mindset that it seems confusing, but it's really not. Just focusing on getting a good guitar, getting a good amp that complements that guitar, and a handful of pedals that work with whatever amp and guitar that you got. That's really all anybody needs to know, and it'll work out.